Welcome, everyone, to the Primeval Cast number 5. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Louie. What's up, Louie?
Hey, how's everyone doing?
All right, we're doing great. I finally got to see episode 5 and 6. We're going to talk about 5 right now. Okay, the episode starts off with two guys on the golf course. Okay, both are playing horrible golf. Okay. The guy can't even hit. He's hitting the dirt. The other guy hits it into the water. When he goes to, and he tells his friend, I'm doing great, lying to him. Sticks his hand in the water, and you see a dinosaur skull, like a skeleton of an extinct creature that's obviously there, dead. Okay.
Yeah, like, it was like a bit like a sheep.
There's also bugs around the ball, whatever. So something's going on in that pond there, whatever. So takes the ball, whatever. He's walking. He cuts his finger. Okay, so his immediately you see he walks around. You hear like things, whatever. They jump to Connor and to Abby, and he's making breakfast. She thinks he made her breakfast. He just made it for himself because he's a selfish. No. He just did it for himself. He was oblivious. He doesn't know how to be,
Flirtatious.
He
doesn't know how to treat a lady.
Yeah, you don't know how to treat a lady. He's trying to hook up with her, and he's doing everything wrong. So that's the one thing you don't do is like, would you like some breakfast? No. He's like all, the place is hot as hell. Like they're hardly wearing anything, and he's loving it because he's like, well, maybe this is an opportunity, and saying it has to be hot for Rex. And she's like, all right. So, his whole thing for the whole day, I guess, was to play video games, Oblivion, and she's got to go to work. I guess, to the zoo. So she just said, make sure if you step out to shut the window. You don't want Rex to go. Rex not going to leave if you're there, but when you leave, he's going to run right out the window. So don't do that. Shut the window. Oh, yeah, sure. Now paying attention. Gets a call from the professor, so he's going to go run out. Now we also see, the golf guy cuts his finger, goes like this, the blood goes on the tree. That attracts a creature from the anomaly. Okay? Mm-hmm. What's the name of the creature?
The pterodon.
Pterodon, right?
Yeah. Or pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. So the guy is screaming, his other friend's like, oh my God. He's in like pieces, I guess. Right? Really bad.
All his guts are ripped out.
Guts are all over the place. The whole country club, whatever, is like up in arms. That they get a call. I guess the home office comes down. Claudia Brown. She's talking with Captain Ryan, right? And then basically, Lester's hat is, he wants progress. He wants to know how they're created, and he feels that, with Helen and Nick, he's not getting answers. He don't trust Professor Cutter. So, and you don't trust Steven. So basically, Nick's like, listen, Claudia, you got to help us out. Don't leave us in the dark. So she puts a neck on alarm. She's like, all right, So
yes.
Basically, he calls up Connor to basically come down there. Connor shuts he leaves the window open. Okay? Of course, Rex gets out. What's that?
I just wanted to say, before we got on with the whole Rex thing, what did you think about the emotional... There's only a little bit in this episode at the beginning when Connor's playing Oblivion and Tom's name pops up.
Yeah, that was the thing. He saw... Right. Thank you for pointing that out. He's playing the video game, and he looks to the side, and he sees, his friend's picture blurry, like whatever, and he's like, gets depressed, right? And didn't a name come up on the video game too, or no?
Yeah, on the video game, which makes him look at the picture. And
yeah, he got a little depressed. Their little thing, like, all right, still fresh in his mind, that his friend died, and he was going to give it all up, but the professor convinced him to stick with it. And then I guess it's a welcome distraction that he runs out and forgets about Rex. Rex winds up flying out and going in the car that Connor's in. Okay? So we get a situation where they go to, the professor and Steven and Claudia are looking for this anomaly. They're like, it's too quiet. All of a sudden, the professor comes up with the idea that the anomaly is above. It's all the way in the air. So now it's a new dynamic now. It doesn't have to be grounded. It could be in the air. It was already in water. So it was in water, now it's in air. Okay?
Did you like that twist?
Yes. I like that because it makes sense. Okay.
Were you expecting it?
I wasn't expecting it to be in the air. So
it keeps it fresh, the show.
That's what's good about it, because you try to figure it out and you think you have the answers and you really have no freaking clue about anything. You know, they basically turn you where you're like, oh, I can't even, you try to speculate and you're like, oh, crap. So first, there's an anomaly. You thought it was only one anomaly, but it turns out there's many anomalies. You think you know how it opens and closes. For some reason, it's one stays open, then it can close at any time. You don't know what's causing it. It's opening up in different eras of evolution, I guess, from the past, you know, with the, you know, different dinosaur periods, okay? So you got that going on. Then it was in water. That's another issue. And if you remember, I told you, oh, my God, you know, what if the water goes into the past and some of our fish go in there and then, you know, it changes the whole dynamic, whatever. And it was like nothing happened. So right away I'm thinking, you know, nothing's going to happen, whatever. So now we got the thing with the air, okay? And, you know, the guy gets eaten, okay? So we get a situation where they see the creature, right? Almost kills the professor and Steven, and I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Abby was there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Abby,
and they were there, and then they get away from the creature. They see that Connor is running after Rex on the friggin' field. He's oblivious to what's going on. They're like, oh, crap. He has no clue. He's going to get killed. And then I guess Rex sees the creature, the pterodactyl, and warns Connor in a way where he looks up and he's like, oh, crap. So now he's running from the thing. And I think it was it Abby that saved him? I'm trying to remember.
It was, they actually didn't get saved. They just outrun it.
Yeah, outrun it, yeah.
Because Claudia wants to kill it, and Cutter's like, no.
Yeah, that's what happens. The guy goes to shoot the thing, and for some reason the professor feels that that creature didn't kill. He's a different type. It's not a type that eats humans. He's like eats a different type of food. So he eats fish. Yeah, he eats fish. So he knocks the gun off the aim, and you know that's what happens with that. Then they see that where did the thing go? It went to the top of the building. So immediately, the professor and Steven are like, we got to get there before, you know, those people get there. Claudia's with them. They race to get to the creature first. And then they find out that the color red attracts the creature, pterodactyl. So they ask Claudia to take off her shirt. So then, of course, she would have had, you know, been exposed. So Steven gave her his shirt. They switched it up, and they put a little flag, whatever. And he's trying to get the pterodactyl's attention.
Yeah.
While Steven is going to try to shoot the pterodactyl
with a tranquilizer.
Right. And basically he kept screwing up, and he's like, all right, come on. So then Steven's like, you know what, screw this. I can't miss this time. I'm going to wait till the last possible moment to shoot this thing where it's like right there, and then boom. Okay, so that's what happens. He waits till the last possible moment. He shoots the thing. Claudia's at the end over there. The pterodactyl slides into her, just stops right in front of her. She gets freaked out, okay? She gets all mad, whatever. I guess as a reflex, the pterodactyl smacks her in the face, okay? She's out, okay? So that was a comedy moment. Little did we know that the shock, the hit, the impact was going to do something to make her temporarily blind. Okay, which is, oh my God, right?
So you're a bit shocked at that.
Yeah, because you know what? It reminded me of when Sarah Jane Smith in Doctor Who was temporarily blinded from the Sisterhood of Karn in the Brain of Morbius. Remember that?
Oh,
where
yeah.
that thing happened, and it was like, oh my God, is companion going to be blind? And then the doctor's like, you know, and then she looked into it, and then she got her sight back. So that's what it reminded me of. So I love to throw those Doctor Who references in there. Sorry. All right. So anyway.
We know you're a big Whovian. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So you are too. So we basically, you know, Connor, you know, of course, he's got to get it together, okay? He just lost his friend dying. He could have died himself. You know, the professor's pissed at him.
Everyone's kind of pissed him at this point.
Like, come on, man. Like, get up. You know, really. Like, seriously now. When is it going to be when you take it seriously completely? Because what many people have to die before you get in there, right? So he feels bad. You know, he's thinking, oh, my God, I'll move it. You know, whatever. Now, I might be jumping out of order, and I do apologize. That's where you got to reel me in, okay?
No, that's fine. You're all right.
Basically, Connor feels that he's done. He's going to get kicked out of the flat, you know, because Abby's putting him up and everything. But we get into that. So he's all sad and everything. So Rex, they're going after Rex. They're running after Rex, right?
Yeah,
and it's Abby and Connor. And then you find out that there are a whole bunch of creatures.
Swarm.
Right, a swarm of, what are they?
They're like little pterosaurs, like.
Right, so they're the ones that basically ate the guy, not this big winged pterodactyl. It's the other creatures, tons of them. Like you know how you have like tons of birds, they fly in formation. Well, same thing like in the past. These ancient like creatures, like that are like bird-like creatures, are all like, you know, one mind, flying together, attacking, whatever. So they go after Connor and Abby, and they're running around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the point where I guess we have the scene where the professor and Claudia are alone, you know, and you don't know she's blind. Like, he's doing this examination, and you don't really know.
With the light in her eyes.
Right, and then he says, oh, I saw this. I think, and didn't he kiss her? He kissed her.
No, he kisses her when the creatures attack.
Okay. Well, anyway, so she basically tells him she's blind. And now there's the threat where the creatures are attacking where Professor Carter is and Claudia. And he has
blood.
Yeah, explain. Why don't you jump in? I'm talking too much. Yeah.
No, sorry. I'm just I forgot what I was going to say now. The creatures are attracted by the blood, and obviously because there's a medic there, he carries blood supply in case anyone's lack of blood.
Right.
And I
he
think
gets killed
in her blind state. Yeah, he gets killed. Right. And in Claudia's clumsiness, because she's blind, she can't see. She stumbles on it, and it splits, and the blood all over her, all over Cutter. Right. And obviously they're trying to smash through the windows. He's got to go get a phone because they've cut the phone line.
Right. She's got to take the shirt off because there's all blood on it.
Yeah, and he's got to take his off, and they're panicking. They smash through the window.
But he does kiss her. He does.
Yeah, he has to leave her in a room, but he locks the door and says like, "You'll be fine." But he gives her like a really passionate snog, and it's a big character development moment.
Yeah, because you know what it is? He's moved on from Helen because he felt, well, you know what? You gave up on the marriage, so I don't feel guilty about moving on.
He's like, you left me for 8 years thinking you
were dead. So it's over basically. I mean, should have been over before that, but that's fine. So he says, all right, you know what? We get out of this. I'm going to hook up with Claudia Brown. I like Claudia Brown. That's fine. They work together. You know, I mean, she's with the home office. He's with the school, but they're working together with the anomaly investigation. So that's fine. He goes out to he leaves her, right? And she has to now deal with these creatures blind. With this,
she's got like some golf clubs and she's trying to hit them. And
she does pretty good for a little while. That doesn't work. And then what happens is that he gets back in there, right? And then they have to.
He's in the ambulance.
Right.
He gets to the ambulance and there's a swarm of them, and he can't. He gets the phone in the ambulance. The swarm. He can't leave because they'll kill him. So he calls Captain Ryan. He says, "Look, you need to get your ass over here now."
Right.
And he gets this little is it a torch or something? And he sets a canister, and he kind of burns the creatures. But obviously, it's not big enough to kill the whole.
Oh, wait! Before that, though, they were in the room he left her, and then he came back to her, right? And then they're running to this other part. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Yeah. That's what I was trying to tell you. He left her alone. She could have died. He's like, I can't leave her alone now. So then they go to another area. Like basically, I'm trying to see how she beat him the first time. It wasn't with the golf clubs. It was what did she do? No, he got there just in time, right? Right when the thing broke through the window, you know, and he helped her out. They got out of there. They went to another area where there's a fireplace, whatever. But he has to go now to the ambulance, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
And what did he have to go to the ambulance for?
For the phone, because he needs to.
His phone was dead. That's what was happening. His phone kept dying, so he had to go get the phone.
No signal or something.
Right, something like that. So now it's a situation where she's trying to fend herself off against these creatures that come through the fire chimney, and it's getting really bad, and she gets rescued by Helen.
And that's a shock.
Yeah, because you're like, what the hell is she doing there? She's a villain, but she's not really a villain, I guess, because she's trying to, and this thing now, she can't be a villain because she knows that that woman likes her husband, okay? And despite her not being happy with it, she doesn't want her to die. So she's not a bad person. Like,
but then you could see
not a genuinely evil person, okay? She may be a mean, you know what, but she's not evil.
But then you could always see it as Helen saving Claudia from the creatures and whatever. You could see it as her manipulating her way to get trust from.
It could be that too.
But I do think at this point she is a good person. I don't think
genuinely, like, I think when she checked on Steven that time, I think she's probably like, oh, he's going to be all right. That's okay. You know,
I don't think.
I don't think that she wants anybody dead.
No, I don't think she. At this point, I don't think she would let anyone die. No.
Okay, don't give me any spoilers. But anyway,
no spoilers.
All right. So then, basically, she saves her. The whole place, and meanwhile, outside, Professor Carter is got this little thing that he's like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I got this thing. I got a lighter, and I'm starting to blow these things up one at a time. It's very slow because there's tons of them. So then it stops working or whatever. And then Helen winds up having this plan to blow up the place. She gets Claudia out of there. We don't know what happened to her right off then. And then she's like, oh, my God. You know, she's like, you know, she wants to be with this guy. Now his wife saved her. It's like kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, it's a really weird.
Like, really? Well, what do you do? You know? Do you really, like, get with the guy now that you did? It's kind of, like, crazy, you know? But whatever. So we got that issue. We want you to finish the rest.
So we've got up to the part. Well, it's pretty much the end now.
Yeah.
Of the episode.
All the bird creatures are gone.
Yeah, they all died in the explosion, but they've
still got the pterodactyl.
Yeah,
okay?
The pterodactyl's still there.
So they all team up basically, and they you know, Professor goes in this crane with the thing with the flag, and they're trying to lure the pterodactyl back into the anomaly. That's basically it.
He uses her T-shirt, the red one, and he's waving it. They release the pterosaur. It goes towards the anomaly, then it goes the opposite direction, and they're like, it's closing. Like, and they tried to get it back, and it goes through at the last minute. It's a bit cliche. It goes.
This episode was mostly character development
and
of
building up
Claudia Brown and Professor Cutter. Okay, it was a very light Steven aspect. Okay, it didn't focus on the characterization of Steven. It focused a little bit on the characterization of Connor and Abby, because is she going to hate him now? No. She's so used to him being a friend now that he's living with her for a couple of weeks. She gives him another chance as long as he does all the housework for a month and he cooks her on breakfast on the weekends or whatever. So you got that friendship thing. Nothing really happened with Steven. Lester wasn't even in it, right?
Yeah, he wasn't even in this one. But he was their presence, I suppose. Like, his
and so far of episodes 1, and Claudia decides not to tell him about this adventure, really, until like maybe later on she'll tell him a little bit when he's calmer. But This episode, from 1 to 5, okay, everything was jumping in. This one took a little bit. Look, let's lay back a little bit, right? Let's just get a little character development on, show where these characters, let's springboard them, you know? Let's get the Professor and Claudia established where, boom, there could be romance the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's set that up. Let's establish the friendship. Nothing happened with Steven because that will be the next episode, you know?
I think, sorry, I was going to say, I think this episode, like you said, it's a bit like a back burner for...
Right. It wasn't a bad episode, okay? If every episode was a 10, all right, maybe this was a 9, or maybe it was an 8, you know? But it's not a bad episode. It was just sometimes you need to spend time developing the characters and more than the monsters and more than the anomaly and more than the plot. You got to take a break from the nonsense of what's Helen doing, whatever. Like, get a lighthearted moment. All right, she saved her, but you're not really going deep into Helen's plot and plans and whatever. She's just there to be the savior and just make you scratch your head like, what the hell is she? What is she doing? Whose side is she on? Why is she doing this? So I like this episode. We need character development episodes. So this episode was a good episode. But again, it wasn't as great, of course, as the other ones. Still,
I think
it's welcome. It was a welcome episode. It fit because it wasn't at. If they did that at the finale, then it would have been a disaster. So this was perfect. Perfect product placement. Boom, right before the finale.
I agree. I really agree with that. But I think, just to add on that, your points, because I agree with all of that, I think this is a good setup to the finale as well, because if it was full of drama and tension, I think next episode would kind of be a bit of a letdown. Like, it'd be a bit too much. Like, it's kind of nice we had a bit of a break from Steven, for example. And like, I like the fact that we set up the romance between Claudia and Cutter. So there's more to lose in the finale, if that makes sense.
And also the fact that now, if you have her figured out, you don't have her figured out. She's constantly visiting the present-day Earth. Like, we were joking, maybe she went to get Starbucks, because I'm like, how could she be drinking coffee millions of years in the past? Because she keeps hopping through anomalies. She checks on her husband every year, looking at this, looking at that. She's not away from the scene altogether. So it's not like she's in millions of years in the past for 8 years straight. No, she's all over the place. She's an explorer. We don't really know why she's doing or what she's doing in the past or what's the end game. There's got to be a reason behind everything. You know, after a while, it's like you're alone. I mean, you don't want to be alone, like for 8 years, whatever. Who knows what the hell's going on? So now we know that, yes, she does return to present-day Earth. We don't know what her deal is. So, again, that's episode 5. Great episode.
I agree.
Any thought, Louie? Final words on it?
Yeah, I can't really... I just add on to what you said, because as I said, I agree with all your opinions on this episode.
And here's the thing. The professor didn't come down on Connor. You know,
no.
he right away pulled him out of playing his video games because he don't want him to stray too much away from the group because his friend just died.
Get depressed.
Right, his friend just died. Listen, get into it. And he don't usually do that. He doesn't usually call Connor, let's go. This time he did. Now, you know, when Connor screwed up, he really didn't nail him like a professor yelling at his student. He was like this, and then it's like, your friend just died. I can't do anything. You know? I can't fire you. So it's like, oh.
He bit his tongue a bit.
Like this. Like that. That's basically what it was. And nobody else really kind of went at him because it was like, come on. You know? So that's basically it. And Abby, I guess this is the one she saved him?
Yeah, she did kind of save him.
She basically saved him, and he's like, thanks, and of course, you know, it's like, whatever.
And obviously, this is the episode where it's announced, like, the team finds out that Abby's kept Rex, and...
Yeah, and basically the professor's like, look, let's just get him back, all right? You go that way, that's it. You have, okay?
Yeah.
Don't
so we'll say no more about it.
They're going to be so distracted, this flying thing around, they don't know. That's basically what it is. It's like, all right. You know, first of all, throughout the whole season, that wasn't really, you know, I was kind of shocked that a government agency wouldn't know that thing is, you know, missing. So I'm like, that wasn't kind of a lot. that's the one thing from the season that was kind of flat. You know, like nobody really cared that she had the dragon. Even the Home Office, they're like, all right, you know.
Yeah, it's like in episode 1, the Home Office take him back through the anomaly, and at the very end of the episode, he comes through, but no one else sees but Abby, and she picks him up. And
and then even there's other things. There's more important things. You're really gonna bother her about it? No. So just whatever. I mean, as long as they don't make a big deal out of it, whatever. So that's fine. So that was one plot thing that really didn't take off like it was, oh my god, a huge deal. They kind of let it simmer, but that's fine. That's fine. It's whatever. So I like it. It was great, and I hope you will like it. I hope you will check out Primeval, and give it a shot. You know, and I'm sure you'll be watching it like us. You know, I do suggest that you watch. You know, because this is kind of spoilerish. I hope from the other cast you watched the show and now you're watching our review of it. So, and go watch the finale. You know,
it's a good finale.
Before you see episode 6 of our cast, it surprised the crap out of me. But we're gonna get into that. All right.
I can't wait to get into that.
Thank you, Louie. All right. Take care. Bye for now, people.